hello there. We've been anticipating a rare tropical plant to finally bloom at the Como Zoo and Conservatory.
This plant is a corpse flower. It is named Frederick, and it's called a corpse flower for a very good reason. It has to do with the way this flower smells.
Is it named Frederick for a good reason as well?
I don't know. We'll find out. Dale Kay is there this morning, and you were joined, Dale. There are literally hundreds of people already in line this morning to get a whiff of this. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I don't know about you, Hannah, but usually I like to line up for the smell of, roses and the fresh smell of tuberose. But these people are lining up for something a whole lot different. And this odor has been pulsating this morning. Let me tell you, it's quite the joy being here. Joining us this morning, Ariel, a rare plant, fundamentally. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's extremely rare, endangered in the wild. This is native to Sumatra, Indonesia, and they estimate there's less than 1,000 individuals living in the wild today.
Oh, wow, and there's somewhat of a conservation. You're one of many conservatories preserving the species, right? And why preserve it?
Well,
oh, there it is.
Yeah, you get a whiff there. Well, palm oil deforestation is causing habitat loss for this species, so public gardens are collecting pollen and making sure that they create a survival plan so that we keep a good genetic pool of these plants going.
So so it's pulsating now, the odor is coming. I have my interpretation of what it smells like. What does it smell like to you?
100 dead mice.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, like dead mice stuck in the wall, and every now and then you catch the whiff. So botanically, you've cut some holes in it. Why do that?
I think it's a fascinating plant to look up close. You think of it as one single flower, but it's actually a complex flower, with the center part being the bit that holds the blooms. Down here at the very base of the plant, these are all female flowers, and then above it are male flowers. So at the beginning of the bloom, this smells like a corpse. It attracts sweat bees, carrion beetles. They go in, they pollinate those female flowers, and then as they leave, the male flowers are starting to produce pollen. They can carry that to the next corpse flower that they visit.
And as far as it's a tuber, much like a potato, explain how you grow it, or what's the life cycle, and how do you get it to that, and what happens after this?
Well, we're really excited this year because this is the first time that this plant has bloomed for us. It's an 8-year-old plant, and now that it's bloomed once, we're estimating it's big enough that that tuber will continue to bloom every 2 to 3 years on its own cycle. So after this flower finishes up, the whole thing collapses on itself. It takes a rest.
It bends over, takes a rest. Okay.
Exactly. Then you cut that off, and then in about 2 to 4 months, it will send up a leaf, and that leaf is like a single stem that goes up, creates an umbrella of foliage about 15 feet tall.
And how long does that whole growth cycle take? How long is that process?
Well, about 2 days to bloom, a couple of days to collapse, then it rests for a few months, then the leaf lasts approximately 18 months.
Now, this thing has been finicky. You've had the live cam on it for days and days. What makes it bloom? What are the triggers, I guess?
Well, we're thinking it's somewhat having to do with the heat, somewhat having to do with the light, the age of the plant, how much energy it's stored from those leaves that it produces. So we were kind of just on Horace and Frederick time when these two flowers came into their bloom cycle.
And does this leaf kind of opens up a little bit, and it's all reddish in there? Is that part of the attracting part of the flower?
Absolutely. That reddish color, again, is to look like a corpse, like flesh, to attract those pollinators. So it's not just the scent, it's also the look of flesh.
It's so appetizing, and it's okay. If you want to, it started yesterday to bloom, and it's still in full. The wafting is intense. Yeah, we'll call it intense. Let's see. So why? Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Kiki.
And why? Oh, you've got some. Okay, I should mention too, this flower has its own merch as well, corpse flower merch. You got a little bit of the merch. Why get up in the morning to come smell something so stinky?
Well, I heard about the corpse flower when I was a young kid, and I've always been really fascinated with science. And a stinky flower is very interesting scientifically because it doesn't follow the norms of a flower.
Yeah, that is well eloquently put. Does not follow any norms. Like, I like the smell of roses. Okay, where are you guys from?
We're all from up here in Minnesota.
And why stand in line in the rain to come smell this?
It's just a rare occurrence. Only happens every 4 years after the first bloom. This one took 8 years. Last year there was one that we were watching on a live stream that bloomed for the first time. So there was a bunch of other people waiting in front of us, so we kind of hurried over to be near the front.
Yeah, the front of the line for the. Are you guys like on a date or something? You guys look so cute together. Oh, you're engaged? Yes. When's the wedding?
A little bit later this year. We have family down south that we're trying to get together.
All right, yeah, a little bit. You know what? No hurry on that. Smell the flower, and then you know, roses and red, violets and blue, all that kind of fun stuff. With that, actually, it's a lot better standing back here than up there. I will give you that. With that, we'll send it back to you guys.
Okay, so it really is, like it is what they say. It's corpsey.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so it'd be like, if I hadn't taken these off for about 3 weeks, it's like the smell of like my sweaty wet feet after 8 weeks in the sun combined with like mice in your walls. Dead for like months. It's great.
And people are flocking there.
I know what that is. I've been to the fair with Dale for a week and a half. I know exactly what that is. Dale tell the young couple in love with their engagement that if they survive the corpse flower, they will have a long marriage. That is the myth of the corpse flower. That goes back 150 years.
Yeah.
That is part of it. That is why they are there. If you survive the bloom of the corpse flower, then your love will outlast for 20 more blooms.
Aww.
That's 160 years worth.
Sweet. So romantic.
That's the myth. That's the rule.
Thanks, Dale. He doesn't know what to do with that. All right.